One extra thing that is incredibly beneficial for me is a tip jar. A while back, I went and I taught caricatures at the Fellowship of Christian Magicians. It was a special conference specifically for magicians, and they were trying to teach different facets of entertainment, and they hired me to come out and teach caricature at the event. And while I was there, a buddy of mine was a sign maker, and he made me a button that I could wear that says, "Tips are accepted, but not expected. Feel free to take that." I stole it from someone else, and it's wonderful. I take that pin and I put it on the front of my art easel that's directly in their face. Tips are accepted, but not expected. I don't expect tips. But the subconscious mind of that person is constantly asking, should I tip this artist? Should I tip this artist? And I walk away with my last gig. We got $67 in tips. Another gig that I did for a nonprofit, I garnered over $100 in tips. And tips are really necessary, especially if they really want to show you how much they appreciate your workmanship, especially if they're getting it for free. Usually that means that their pockets are pretty loose and they're ready to give you a $5 tip. And so that adds up. That adds up. I took my wife out to dinner with the tips that I got from my last gig, and I loved doing that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's people who want to thank you for your workmanship and for your comedy. Why wouldn't you have a tip jar handy? So what I do is I have on my easel, and I like using a lap easel. I built it from scratch in my woodwork shop, and I got videos on that on my channel, Legacy Studio. On that easel, I have that pin so that people can see tips are accepted, not expected. And then right behind me, on the floor right behind me, where the line starts, right over here over my shoulder, because everyone's looking at what I'm drawing, that line going back can easily see the tip jar right behind my left shoulder on the floor. And it's a tip jar, and it just says tips. And I leave it at that. I never asked for it. I never make mention of it. I let my work and that little pin do all the work for me. And it works wonders. It works wonders. And it really does come... I mean, think about it. Anytime you've gone to a hotel, anytime you've gone to a restaurant, anytime you've gone anywhere where you're going, should I have tipped that person? Wouldn't it have been nice to see a sign that said tips are accepted or tips are not accepted? Well, I've answered that call. Tips are accepted, but not expected. And it usually ends well for me.